everyone, and welcome to episode 36 of Gamestack podcast. We are Rickless, and we are Reckless. I'm Shaline, and joining me is Vendortron.
Welcome, sir or madam.
How are you doing, Vendortron? We really missed you on TFS last week.
Oh, I missed you guys too. I'm sorry I missed the show. I was there in spirit. Yes.
So are you doing good? How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great. I would have joined you last week on the show, but as many of you know, I was in the U.S.
Yay!
I was on American soil, and I was visiting California for the Indian Wells Paribas Open for tennis. So that was a fantastic little skip away from reality for a while. Got to see Serena Williams. She's so fabulous. She actually withdrew on her second match. Yeah, she withdrew. So I got to actually see her play.
Yeah.
Before she withdrew, which was really cool because I never actually got to see her at Wimbledon. And she's like one of my favorite tennis players. So it was really cool to be able to see that. I got some paraphernalia. Do you like my B&P
That is one fabulous towel.
Open? I got my ticket for center court. I thought I would wear it on the show and show it off.
That's fantastic.
How are you doing? How are you doing, Shaline?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. It's been a stressful week at work. We had a bit of a natural disaster in terms of a windstorm.
What?
So yeah, it was hurricane force winds, tore the roofs off of buildings. People's carports were just flying down the road. It was terrible. It was really, really strong winds, strong sustained winds. One of my back windows in my car was shattered, just totally shattered. I saw a street sign roll by my office like a tumbleweed, just spinning on by. It was bananas.
Oh, man. So, if there ever was a time for you to need the services of Bill Pullman, you could just R.I.P. Bill. We love you. Oh, man. Well, it sounds like you had a rough week. Do you guys get windstorms like that often?
Not that bad. It's a very windy place, New Mexico, especially the part where I live and work.
Right.
But this was unusual, even for springtime. So,
oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, it was pretty windy when I was in California, but it's supposed to be windy there, like they've got all those wind turbines along the I-10 there, and they get all that power from the wind and stuff.
We have a lot of those out here too. It's a windy place, but this was something different entirely. We're talking winds that were clocked over 100 miles an hour.
Holy.
Yeah. The sustained winds were at least 60 miles an hour, and the gusts were up to 100 miles an hour.
Did you have like a dust storm as well?
Not really. There wasn't a ton of dust, so it's been pretty.
And how's your home?
My home is fine.
Oh,
the town where I live didn't get hit as hard as the town where I work. So.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to everybody coming into the chat. We have some first-time viewers. Nefarious Chaos, welcome back to Hirishman420, longtime listener, and just says that he's popped in after a long hiatus of being able to watch live. So welcome to everybody. Happy Friday.
Right. And also hello to Joseph and Slippin' Trippin', ... and the Dead Plant, as well as Archin. ... asks, no Rick. No, there is no Rick with us today. You may have noticed that we are Rickless and we are Reckless. Rick is having a lovely weekend away, so we wish him well and hope that he has a lovely, lovely time. So, yeah. We do have some giveaways that we are going to do later on, so prepare yourselves for that. It's going to be fantastic.
Yes, stick around on the show live. As you guys remember, Discord is the best way to get entered into the draw. So make sure you're on the Discord. If you're not on the Discord right now and you're in the chat, I will post the link so you can join and get yourself on the list as Jess is frantically putting the list together for us So what we like to do is we like to use the Discord server list for what We Just Love Games Network to generate the list of possible winners for our giveaways on the show. And so if you're on the Discord, you're on the list.
Speaking of Discord, we had several new Discord members join us this over this past couple of weeks. Vendortron, do you want to give them a little shout out?
Yeah. We've got some new Discord people. We actually have, I believe, a record amount of Discord people.
It's approximately 8,000 names.
Well, maybe not that many, but quite a bit. We have Nathaniel Mann. Might I add, some of these names, some of these usernames are just, wait till you hear them. Just wait. Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay. We've got Nathaniel Mann. Welcome. Vengon, which is, reaches home. Another Ven in the Discord. Psychotic Doc, welcome to the server. Grim Sleeper 86, Deadly X Joke, Matt Crumbly. We also have LW Benjamin, Tactical Timmy, Gerfuffleson.
Yeah, Gerfuffleson used a naughty word in chat and got himself booted. So
this is more of a
it's a
so welcome back to Gerfuffle.
Yes, he's learned his lesson.
So if you are coming into the Discord, please mind your manners. Do not use naughty words. Zombie Joe, welcome to the Discord. Big Lutabega.
That's amazing.
Big Lutabega is now in the Discord server. We also have Reclaimer 6777, Rook 250, and Big Rash.
Welcome everyone to the Discord server. We're very glad to have you there to join in all of our conversations. So we've got some news for you today, and of course GameStock. There's been an upward trend in the stock market that we get to talk about, so that's very exciting. We have a special segment for you today. We're going to talk about some Grand Theft Auto role-playing, I believe.
Yes, we have a role-play segment for GTA, which is actually becoming very popular in the last month or so, I would say.
I'm excited.
So we'll cover that in a bit.
This.
Yeah.
We've also got a listener email, but we are going to start out with the news. As always, shout out to Joseph Tao, who helps to compile our news every week so that we don't miss anything. We have a lovely curated news experience.
Thank you, Joseph.
We're going to open up with some news about PS4 Remote Play coming to iOS. So it's a system update for the PS4, and it adds a feature that iOS users can use their iPhones or iPads to play PS4 games using Remote Play. This includes even online games. So you just download the Remote Play app. It's only for iOS. It's not available for Android. And it puts like virtual buttons on your device.
Okay.
I would like it if you could use like a DualShock with it, but at this time that's not possible. I haven't checked this out, but I definitely want to. I think it would be really cool to be able to use this. There are definitely situations in which I don't want to use my TV, but still want to play the video games. So.
Yeah, I think I have used PS4 Remote Play in the past, and it's pretty seamless.
Did it work well?
Yeah, it worked well. I used it on my phone. I think the app is a little clunky, but it's been quite a while since I've used it. So, but what are some of the devices that people can use?
iOS devices.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only available for iOS.
Well, good job, PS4, I guess.
Also, we've got Steam Link is now going to be available from anywhere. Previously, if you were using Steam Link, you had to be on the same network as the PC running Steam. So now you can be on any network and connect to your PC, which is really cool. So
interesting.
I think that's pretty fantastic. and you can use Steam Link from Steam Link devices, although I don't think those are in production anymore. But you can still use software versions of Steam Link. So you can use those from a lesser computer. So say you can use your work laptop or something when you're traveling to stream from your gaming rig at home, which would be pretty cool. And it may be available on mobile. I'm not 100% sure if Steam Link is available on mobile.
Huh.
Speaking of things that are available on mobile, Xbox Live has now been made available for iOS or Android games, which is pretty neat. There are a few games that support Xbox Live on mobile. Xbox Live features like achievements, gamer score, friend lists, that kind of thing. Previously, these have all been games published by Microsoft, but going forward, they've opened up this API so that anyone can use it and incorporate these features. We were hoping to hear an announcement of Xbox Live coming to Switch, but at this time, they did not have anything to announce. So,
well, let's hope it adds improvement to the existing sort of infrastructure for Xbox.
Yeah, I absolutely am looking forward to the ability to get gamer score on mobile games. I do enjoy a good mobile game every now and again. And I also like increasing that gamer score. So those are two things that I am interested in.
Yeah, so. I'm not. I can't really relate. I'm not an Xbox user, but we'll see how it goes. You'll have to let us know.
Indeed. Speaking of mobile games, this is an interesting story that I'm going to bring up.
Okay.
So this is kind of something I never expected to report on. Somebody has actually tried to curb the player spending on a mobile game. And that somebody was Nintendo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that it's Nintendo that did this.
Yes, I read about this.
Yes, this is a Game Informer article, and I'm just going to read a paragraph of it. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, Nintendo has prevented partners from going too far with certain revenue models to prevent players from spending too much on their games. Nintendo's chief concern appears to be maintaining brand image and worrying that pursuing whales, a popular term for players that spend exponentially more money than most users, will make Nintendo look craven, rather than their normal family-friendly reputation. So they worry about their reputation more than they worry about making money. They want to be seen as a family-friendly, gamer-friendly company, which I think is pretty neat. So
I think that the title of this article is a little bit misleading, because the headline kind of implies that Nintendo is asking all mobile developers to curb microtransactions. But really what they're doing is telling their own developers that they hired for their games to kind of pull back on that.
Yeah. I disagree with that. It's their mobile game partners. Nintendo requests their mobile game partners.
I don't know. I'm just a little bit confused by that title. I think maybe it's semantically yes, but I don't know. Interesting. Well, good on them. I mean, I think it's good. I'm against microtransactions, from the sense that they prey on people who have addictive personalities. Yeah.
This is an interesting, sort of a double-edged sword, though,
right?
Because the developer here is Dragalia Lost, the developer of Dragalia Lost, Cyber Agent, the parent company of Cygames, stated that Nintendo is not interested in making a large amount of revenue from a single smartphone game. If we managed the game alone, we would have made a lot more. So it's neat from the perspective of the player that Nintendo has done this, but at the same time, it's not really positive for the success of the game, you know?
Yeah. And I think like mobile developers, they don't really create microtransactions because they want to make more money per se. I think they more so do it because the market itself is such that nobody will pay for what they create without them, sort of thing. And so
yeah, it's become the expected model for monetizing a mobile
exactly.
game.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the problem is that microtransactions, they can be done well. And I think that more work needs to be put into to make microtransactions meaningful so that it supports the company and the people who create these games. But I think that good implementation of microtransactions right now is generally poor.
Mm-hmm. I
And
agree
I
with
think
that.
we've kind of seen this with, PUBG and Fortnite and
Yeah. What it comes
so
down to is if we want to keep getting games, developers have to make money on games.
that's exactly
So,
it, right? And when you push these games that, Fallout 76, right? That is
mm-hmm.
continually being updated, people are spending their time working on it. They still have to be paid. So,
But at the same time, these mobile games can get truly predatory, really, really
mm-hmm.
predatory. I I've noticed a lot of people in my life who play these mobile games, and some of them are just, you really can't succeed at the game without spending money.
Yeah.
And they can be really predatory and really drive you to just spend more money than
Yeah.
is really fair. So
Yeah. Yeah, they start with, freemium quality games, and then you have to purchase to make it better. So that is intentional and I think a little bit deceitful, but
yeah.
Cool. That's good. Good on Nintendo. Good job, guys. Keep up the good work.
Speaking of microtransactions, the next thing we're going to talk about is EA.
Oh no.
EA will not be having a press conference at E3 this year. They will continue to have their event EA Play, which is something that anyone can register for and attend. I attended last year. It was interesting. It was neat. It's a very player-friendly event, and it will take place June 7th through the 9th. Before E3 really officially kicks off on June the 11th. There will be live streams, gameplay, and they will be streaming some interviews with developers. They'll have gameplay reveals, that kind of thing. But they will not be doing a formal E3 press conference. So we've got EA that has bowed out of E3 alongside Sony. And I wonder if this means that E3 is losing its relevance as an event.
I don't know. Maybe. You want to expand a little bit on that?
Well, these are who is going to E3, says Jess.
Yeah. It's true.
It's Nintendo stopped doing E3 a few years ago. So this year, Bethesda hasn't announced a press conference yet. So we know for sure Microsoft's going to be there.
Yeah.
What else can we expect? I feel like people are no longer relying on E3. They're no longer interested in necessarily sharing the stage with all of these other big announcements when they can maybe own the conversation on a different day.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
It's maybe a good thing for the industry, but at the same time, E3 is kind of gamer Christmas, and I like having that 1 week where gamers sort of come together and we huddle around our live streams of E3 and feel excitement about all these new things. So
I don't know. I think it's a good thing for TwitchCon because a lot of people will be choosing to go to that instead. Because they can't go to 6 different conferences from 6 different companies in a 12-month period.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people will choose to go to other types of centralized conferences like TwitchCon. But
Joseph Tao mentions that we'll still have press conferences from Devolver Digital, and theirs is usually satirical and silly. Microsoft, Square Enix, maybe, and Ubisoft. Don Daly mentions that Cyberpunk 2077 will still be at E3. So
interesting. Well, yeah. I don't know what to think.
I wonder with all of these major companies bowing out of E3, how long will the show remain this pillar of the gaming year?
And I wonder if it's like if there's something that we don't know that's happening within getting a spot for a company to get a spot or to be able to headline at E3. Is there fees being charged to these companies that are just astronomical that these companies are bowing out because it's just costing too much money and it's just not financially economical? And like, would it be better for them PR wise to just hold their own conference? So I don't know.
Yeah. I really do think it may be a good call for these companies to try and control the conversation on a different day instead of sharing the stage with, dozens of other new game announcements at E3.
It cuts the competition, that's for sure.
At the same time, though, E3 is the one time of year that we see gaming news reported by basically every news outlet everywhere.
Yeah.
And not just the gaming sites. So it's definitely something to think about. It's a changing face of the industry, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. It was really fun going to E3 last year, and I would be a little sad if the show sort of petered out before I got to go again. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. I think, it might be a good thing for smaller game developers.
Really? Expand on that.
So, like, you have these big companies leaving E3, which means that they need to fill the time and the space, perhaps, which opens up the opportunity for other developers that maybe are trying to, make their break in the industry.
Yeah.
So it might be an opportunity for other game developers to come in.
You raise a really good point.
So, anyways, interesting.
Yeah. Our next article is about Google. Google appears to be coming into the gaming space. Jade Raymond, who was the founder of Motive Studios and Ubisoft Toronto, while she was with Ubisoft, she was the executive producer on Assassin's Creed 2, Watch Dogs, and Splinter Cell Blacklist before she left that company. And she has joined Google. It's not entirely clear what her position will be, but Google revealed recently that they plan to unveil the future of gaming at GDC. So,
have you seen their teaser trailer?
I haven't, no.
So it's about 40 seconds, and it's a series of shots going through different tunnels of different gaming environments. So you'll have like one is a cave, the other is like an electrical conduit, another one is like space, and then and it's all graphics and everything. And then it says 03-1919 gather round Google.
What do you think they're going to reveal, Vendor?
I
think it's going to be some kind of VR thing.
I think it's going to be a streaming service, a game streaming service. Like we have the virtual PCs that you can get now. I think that Google is going to try to bring gaming to a broader audience through a I want to say subscription maybe, or some sort of virtual gimped PC gaming experience, I guess you could say. I think it might be something like that.
I think that's a pretty good guess.
I think it also might be servers, dedicated servers. Given the recent rise in MMOs, battle royales, PvP, PvE gameplay, Fallout 76, for example. I think that maybe they're catching wind of this and going, we need to use our server capacity that we already have for another, form of business. Yeah. It's kind of an untapped market. So that's what I think. What do you think?
I think it's possible that it is a streaming thing. If it is, though, I'm not sure that the world's internet infrastructure is ready for that. You know, some of us have fantastic internet that could absolutely handle it, but many, many, many of us do not. So I'm not sure that this is a feasible thing yet, but we'll see. Sometimes Google gets it right, and sometimes they don't. So we'll find out. I'll definitely be tuning in to see what the reveal is. But Jade Raymond has done a lot in the gaming industry, and I think she's too smart of a lady to get involved in something that's, you know, tilting at windmills. So
Well, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what's going to come of this. I don't know. It's Google is a big player. They could there's a real potential here to shake up the gaming industry.
They have a lot of reach.
Maybe they're gonna release their own streaming machine.
Could be.
Maybe it won't be a virtual PC. Maybe it'll be a console.
Sort of like what people wanted the Steam machines to be.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this next thing is something that I'm pretty excited about. Halo, the Master Chief Collection, is coming to PC, which means I can now hector you and Rick to play Halo with me.
Perfect.
Yes. Perfect. Will you play Halo with me, Vendor? It's going to be the best.
Yes. If it costs me little monies.
If I send you a copy of Halo, will you play it with me?
Oh, it'll be amazing. No, I'll just get a copy to be able to play with. You don't have to send it.
It's going to be so good. I love Halo. I love Halo so much. They're also adding Halo Reach, which is one of my favorite Halos. And a lot of people have been complaining that they're adding Reach to the Master Chief Collection because Master Chief is barely in Reach. He's not actually really featured. In the legendary ending, you can turn your head and like see a Spartan. I think canonically that's actually Linda and not Master Chief, but that's okay. I don't care. It's a great game, and I'm glad they've added it to the Master Chief Collection. I'm really looking forward to playing Firefight. Halo Reach's Firefight was, in my opinion, highly superior to Halo ODST's Firefight. So hugely excited about that. It's coming to PC. It will be available on Steam. And I can't wait. I can't wait to play Halo with you guys. We should do like the whole series. We can do Let's Plays. It'll be amazing. You guys are going to be so tired of me talking about Halo very soon. But I had another little wrinkle to this story that I thought was really, really funny. I'm just going to sort of read some of this article from Game Informer. Earlier today, Master Chief Collection was announced for PC. And a few days ago, a user on Reddit was so excited about this possibility, they offered to buy the first responding 343 employee a pizza. And community director Brian Gerard, who went by the username Sketch343, replied with a tease in response asking for the pizza. It was cute, nobody really took it seriously, but some fans sent him a pizza. And then more pizza. And more pizza. And they just kept sending these pizzas to 343. There's just photo after photo of pizzas arriving at 343. And Brian Gerard tweeted, "The Halo community is awesome. We're excited too. Please don't send any more pizzas to 343 Industries. The building receptionist isn't here, so it's getting logistically challenging, and we really don't want to see this food going to waste." So I just thought that was hilarious, that everyone was so excited about Master Chief Collection that they just sent them pizza after pizza.
And it's Domino's. Domino's is like, all
kinds of pizza, it looks like. See, these people sent Domino's.
Yeah, I like Domino's. Caesars. Whoever sent Domino's, good on you.
Mm-hmm. What are these square ones? I've never seen square pizzas like that. Yeah,
that's interesting. Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Jeez, those guys are gonna have heart disease by the end of the week.
I pity anybody at their office who's lactose intolerant.
Yeah, and those poor people, they're gonna be like, I don't want to see another pizza. They're gonna go to some like football party or something, and there'll be pizza there, and they'll just like lose their mind.
I just thought that was just a really, really neat story that all those people were sending pizza, and they're like, "Stop! We love you too, but stop! No more pizza."
Oh, man, what else is on the lineup, Shaline?
So, did you ever play Left 4 Dead back in the day?
No, but I've watched people play it.
Left 4 Dead is super fun. It was made by Turtle Rock Studios, and they went on to make Evolve, which was, I hear, less good. I didn't really play Evolve, but Left 4 Dead was really good, and they have announced, Turtle Rock, that they are making a game called Back 4 Blood, using the 4. Back 4 Blood, which is a spiritual successor to the Left 4 Dead franchise.
Oh.
It will be designed from the ground up as an original premium title that marries the best of what made co-op zombie shooters so successful with new features and state-of-the-art technology. Chris Ashton, the studio's design director and Turtle Rock co-founder, says, "We get to return to a genre that was born in our studio with over 10 years of additional experience and zombie ideas racked up in our brains." So I think this is really, really interesting because basically the world's been waiting for Valve to someday release Left 4 Dead 3, and it just never ever happens. And so now we're sort of getting that, you know, through Back 4 Blood.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting.
Huh. So. I actually, now that I think about it, I did play Left 4 Dead once. It was like a family gathering sort of thing, and they were playing it, and they were like, "Play!" So it was fun.
It's a fantastic little co-op.
I remember standing on top of like a taxi, like hitting zombies with a golf club. It was a good time. Yeah.
I played some Left 4 Dead co-op on Xbox 360 with my mom, and that was just an experience and a half, let me tell you. Oh, yeah. It was just so much fun. Yeah, my mom, she's nuts.
I could just see it. I could just see it now. Oh, man. How is your mom?
She's actually really scared of zombies. Like, she doesn't like them, but she likes zombie games, which I find really funny. Like, she can't watch zombie shows.
Movies and stuff.
Like, I have to watch... if I watch Walking Dead or something, I have to watch it in a separate room so that mom's not in the room because she gets so freaked out. But she loves zombie games, which I think is really funny. But mom's doing good. She's good.
That's good.
She would not probably be too excited to be the subject of the podcast. I think she gets embarrassed when we.
You tell her that I said hi and that we all miss her.
I sure will. I don't have a segue for this, but EA paid Ninja $1 million to stream Apex Legends.
Yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a thing that streamers get paid by video game companies to stream their game, but that's a ton of money. That is so much money. I know Ninja is super famous, but gosh, that's so much money. Did he sell a bunch of Apex microtransactions? Like, was this worth it? Was this worth their expenditure?
Well, I think it was worth it because that is an incredibly smart marketing campaign. If you think about it. Like, they take all the money normally spent on ads elsewhere and they funnel it into being the #1 game on Twitch. Mm-hmm. You know, that's like how Apex basically blew up overnight. That's basically how it happened. It's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a little devious. And I think from what I read on it when the story dropped was that like people were streaming it and then pulling like the logo layovers and the ads that they were required to have on, pulling those down. Mm-hmm. After a certain amount of time, but still pulling in like payment, which I think is a little bit interesting. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
That's just so much money. It's so much money. I can't imagine. That's bananas to me. Just crazy.
I mean, it's a huge industry. Like, It's no different than an actress going out and doing an ad for makeup for crazy amounts of money, or Serena Williams promoting Nike. Like I think it's pretty standard. It seems like a lot of money for a single game because, I mean, it's all relative, but yeah, I don't know.
The thing that I don't really see in this Kotaku article that's describing this situation is whether or not Ninja revealed that it was a paid promotion. I hope so.
Well, from what I understand, top streamers actually had, the hashtag Apex partner.
Okay.
And had indicated on their streams that they were being paid to play it. But the issue was that many of them continued to play Apex even after their contracts were fulfilled.
Just because it was fun.
And they removed the hashtags from their titles. I think that actually stopped after the first day, but I think people just liked the game, like.
And they kept playing it for enjoyment.
Yeah.
Because their audience liked it and they liked it, but that is like really awkward territory though. If you have been paid to promote a game, but then you're streaming it just for fun, do you have to continue to disclose that you've had a business relationship with this company? It's really dodgy territory. I think it's so important to disclose when you've been paid in this situation like that. It's so important to disclose that.
Well, I mean, what you're talking about is conflict of interest, right? And if a streamer is if they're pulling in money on their own stream, aside from what they're making for running this advertised content, I think that there's a duty to disclose that they're paid to play this game, or at some point they were paid to play this game.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, I think that that's pretty binding, regardless of whether, the contract is over.
I agree with you. I think it is important that people know that you were paid to promote that at some point, that you have accepted compensation from this company, even if it's not currently.
Yeah. I do know that some streamers like Shroud on Twitch had his ad title up for multiple days after the contract was up, but some of them were actually paid to play for the whole week. So I'm not sure. I don't know whether or not he was one of those people, but
yeah,
I think that there's some ambiguity there. And we see this all the time across the gaming industry. It's kind of a wild west, right? When it comes to legalities of what we can and cannot do. We're still trying to find our feet, I think.
In other news, if EA would like to pay us $1 million to promote Apex Legends, you can reach us at info@wejustlovegames.com. info@wejustlovegames.com.
Yeah. We're also gamers. We also accept payment. It's fine.
We don't have an audience of 13 million, but our audience is really high quality. I think the quality of our audience would absolutely make up for the lack. You do make a good point though, because like 5 years ago, paying somebody a enormous amount of money to play a video game on live stream with thousands of viewers, that was unheard of. Those people played those games because they wanted to play them, and they were doing it out of the interest of their own stream, and the companies were never paying them. I think it's brilliant, but I think that it's gonna get into some hairy territory for those companies. Yeah. And like Twitch, how are they going to handle all of this? Yeah, I feel like it doesn't really involve Twitch. I don't know.
But if these companies are paying these partnered streamers to stream these games, right? How does that threaten their partnered status if something goes wrong? I don't know. Anyways, good talk, Shaline.
That was a good talk. That's all the news I had for today. Did you have any additional news?
Nah.
Let's talk about the stocks, hey?
All right.
vendor, what is going on in the stock market?
Oh man, Shaline, the stock market is doing so good.
That is amazing.
That's all I have to say on it. No, just kidding. It's everything is up. Everything is up. Everything is doing so good. Even the stocks outside of the gaming industry are doing good. So as of 10:20 Mountain Time this morning, in US dollars, Sony was actually down $1.59. They closed at $46.40.
Those dang Sony stocks were the worst decision I ever made. It's the last time I listened to you, chat.
Microsoft is actually up by almost $5. They closed at $117.02. Nintendo up 64 cents, closing at $34.89. Take-Two Interactive up $6, closing at $93.27. Now, do you think that this has anything to do with the recent publicity around Take-Two?
What is the recent publicity around Take-Two?
Well, weren't they pulling games and moving things around and partnering with other companies, I thought?
There was a rumor that they were maybe going to be purchased by Sony, I think, but it was not a really credible rumor.
Yeah. So, and this is the thing about the stock market. It's very, very, very volatile and sensitive to those kinds of, things floating around in the media. Activision is actually up $2.48, closed at $44.59. Ubisoft up $2.30, closed at $16.71, and EA up $3.40, closing at a whopping $99.20. That is our GameStop segment.
I'm just double checking my Take-Two here because in the chat somebody's questioning. Nope, it's definitely right. So
Take-Two, $93.27. Yeah, that's in US dollars. So if you're in another country, the currency conversion might be different.
Indeed. So that's it for Gamestack for this week.
Should we do a giveaway?
Let's give some things away.
Let's give some stuff away. How's everybody in the chat? You guys want some free stuff?
I love free stuff.
We've got some stuff. What have we got?
Can I have some free stuff?
So, Shaline, because I reset my computer, I can't actually open the list that Jess so willingly prepared for us.
Okay.
That is in the mod channel in the Discord. So if you could pull up that list, and then we can draw some numbers.
I'm just working on the list.
So for those of you who are in the chat right now, just to remind you, Discord is the place you want to be to get your name entered into draws for games on the show. So if you are on the Discord, you automatically are entered for when we do giveaways. And we have some pretty good games to give away this time around. We've got The Division. If you haven't played The Division, hopefully you will get a chance to play that with us. It is actually currently selling on Steam for $69 Canadian, 51 US. And so we're giving away a copy of that. We're also giving away a copy of Yakuza 0. If you haven't played that, it is retailing right now on Steam for $29 Canadian. That is $21 US. Have you ever played Yakuza?
I haven't, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? So Yakuza, if you're not familiar with it, it is a Japanese-based game, I believe. Yeah, and so basically, it's Sega's legendary Japanese series, and it's on PC now. And basically, what you do is you fight through Tokyo and Osaka as a Yakuza.
I think it's Yakuza.
Yakuza?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm saying it. I'm saying it in Canadian,
but I don't think it's Yakuza. I think it's Yakuza.
Yakuza. They take.
Maybe it's Yakuza. I don't know. I'm from Mexico.
It's really good. I think this would be a really good game to stream as one of our Sunday streams. But this game takes a particular perspective on a 1980s lifestyle in Japan, and it's available with in 4K resolutions. And it released on August 1st of 2018, and overall it has had some really, really positive reviews. If you watch the trailer, the gameplay trailer on Steam, it actually looks really good. So it looks like there's even a karaoke portion to the game itself and some mini games within it. So it looks like a lot of fun. And we've also got some other games. Shaline, you've got some on the list there?
Yes, we have a copy of Gears of War 4 that was donated to the show by listener Blueberry Bowl. And Fortnite Counterattack that was donated to the show by listener Lou. So
excellent.
Thank you to these listeners. We will pass on your largesse to the community. So, Vendortron, do you want to do the random number generator?
Sure. Random number generator. Okay.
You're going to pick a number between 1 and 232.
Holy Christ.
Right.
Is that how many people we have in the Discord?
It is.
Jesus. Okay.
So we're rolling for The Division, which is a fantastic, fantastic game. Who's the winner?
Drum roll. 177.
Okay, 177
scrolling.
is RTZ13.
RTZ13. Awesome.
I hope you enjoy your copy of The Division. I also hope you have a PC to play it on.
Yes, if you don't have a PC, let us know.
Yes, I'll be delivering these via Discord messages. So if you don't have the ability to redeem the codes, let us know.
Yeah, just let us know. If you aren't able to play it on PC, we apologize, but do just let us know, and we will throw it back into the pool of games to win, so that somebody can benefit from that.
Okay, Vendor, who wins Yakuza 0?
Yakuza 0 is 101.
Okay,
101.
That's Joseph Tao.
Hey, Joseph Tao. Awesome. Joseph Tao is one of our moderators extraordinaire. He's in the chat with us right now. Congratulations. We'll connect with you after the show. I hope it's
not a game that he already has.
He probably already has like the full box set.
He probably has 6 collector's editions.
Yeah, he's played them 100% 3 times or something.
He's already platinumed the game. Give it away to someone else, he says. Okay.
See, we know him too well. Okay, let's draw again.
Let's scratch out Joseph Tao.
Here we go. Drum roll. 213.
Okay, 213 is Valendiel.
Excellent. Fantastic. Valandiel. Yeah.
That sounds like such a Lord of the Rings name.
Yeah.
Like a Lord of the Rings elf is Valandiel. Okay,
fantastic.
Who wins Gears of War? And Gears of War is redeemable on PC or Xbox. So Gears of War 4.
Drum roll. And the number is 7. Lucky number 7.
Okay, number 7 is Aelith.
Aelith, fantastic. Congratulations. We will connect with you after the show and make sure you get that copy. Joseph Tao says, I was literally looking at my key for it in Humble Bundle account when you said it. Oh, that's funny.
That's amazing. So who's our winner for the Fortnite package?
For the Fortnite package, our winner is number 201.
And this can be redeemed, I think, on any platform. It's connected to an Epic account. So anywhere you can play Fortnite. Did you say 201?
201.
Okay, that is Tat.
Tat, fantastic.
All right. I hope that you guys will enjoy these games, and if not, we'll put them back in the pool.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we'll connect with you guys in the Discord after the show. We hope you enjoy the games. If you have any problems connecting or if the links are broken that we provide you to download the games, please do just let us know.
And thank you to Jess for putting together that giveaway list for us. That was a huge help.
Yeah. Yes, Jess. Every time, because we have new people in the Discord almost every day, or every week, I should say, every time we do a draw, we have to update the list. And so it's growing, 232 members.
That's crazy. I can't believe that there are 232 people that listen to these podcasts.
What are you doing?
I mean, really though.
Are we that good? Come on.
Vendortron, tell me about GTA RP servers.
Oh man. Okay, so I've got this Gamestack feature for you guys lined up. Okay, so in recent months, there has been growing interest in GTA Online roleplay. And are you familiar with this, Shaline?
Not at all.
So
Not
I
at
think
all.
Captain Bones, if you're listening to this post publication, you'll know all about this probably because I think you do some GTA Online role playing. But it has blown up recently, and this is partly due to the rise in big streamers playing GTA role play online. It's become so popular that last week it was actually considered the number 1 game on Twitch being played and watched over Fortnite.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the one I would like to showcase, because I blame Jess, she was the one that introduced me to this. The server is called the Family RP, the State of San Andreas, the Family Art Role Playing GTA server. That's what it's basically called. And this server started as a collection of like-minded individuals who found each other on GTA roleplay and became sort of a close-knit group of friends and people that played together. And so they set out to start a new community from scratch to make something of their own and a place that they could call home, and where they could emphasize their own priorities, which were family first and we not me. And so the server right now actually focuses on GTA roleplay, but this is probably going to expand into other genres. You can find them by searching Family RP GTA in Google, and it's sort of like a family. Like, they have figureheads. They have a council who discusses things like new ideas, features, whitelisting,
So is
many
this
other
like
things.
family, like mafia?
Kind of, but not really, because they've gone public with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have this beautifully developed website. They have a Discord server. They've got this whole server set up. Jess just posted the link in the chat there. And the reason I bring this up is because it is so immersive. I can't even explain it. Like, the amount of stuff that you can do in this server is amazing. They use a GTA mod called 5M, and basically it makes the user experience in GTA a little bit more real. And so
What do you mean by more real?
So it brings in more in-depth storylines into the game itself. The mod allows you to play the game in more depth, that shows sort of stress indicators for specific activities that you take. The server itself is built upon the idea of choosing what your character is, which is either a criminal, a civilian, or a member of public service. So a cop, or an ambulance, EMT, or a firefighter, or medic, or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's incredibly immersive. The development team actually, they're a huge part of the server, of course, but they work closely with the community instead of working for somebody. And so the developers who work with the community, they have the freedom to code specific features and sort of incorporate the ideas of a lot of the people's opinions that are on the server to shape it around the community's vision itself, which I think is really cool.
This is fascinating.
I know, right? I was amazed when Jess told me about this. And like, it was like, bad boys, what you gonna do? I was like glued to the television for like 4 hours the first night that she showed it to me. I was in bed. I had Twitch up on the screen. I was watching Lieutenant Boshelli. I don't know. Lieutenant Boshelli is he's like one of the server owners, and he is a cop. Okay. And what he does is he does calls. He works at the station and he does calls, and he arrests people, and he does highway patrol. And there is this whole thing about being a cop. If you want to become a police officer, you have to go through the training. And when I say training, it's intensive training. Like you got to do field training. It's over a series of several weeks, real time.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. So
and
it's
there's
like a
like
huge commitment.
it's a huge commitment. And there's like and people that role play stream, like I don't know how you do it. Like that is just breaking the fourth wall and all that stuff. Like how do you interact with your chat? It's so
So
interesting.
who's playing this and role playing as just an NPC? Who are
Well,
these
that's
people? What do they
right.
get out of it? Like
Nothing.
where's the
You get
fantasy
nothing out
there
of it. You're a
just
civilian. Like when
yeah.
I was watching the other night and he was going into work. He pulled up in his police car, he parked, he got out, and he started walking into the police headquarters. And there was this guy standing at the door. I forgot his name, but he was like, "Hey, Lieutenant Boselli, like, how you doing today?" And it was just another player who was a civilian who hangs out around the police station and kind of just like, talks to them. That's like what he does. And so he gave him a bouquet of
Oh
flowers.
my gosh, I love that.
He's like, "I have a present for you," and he's like drops this bouquet of flowers, and he was like, "Oh, thank you." Like, it was just, oh, it was so awesome. And then like they use like key commands in the server console to like open the trunk or like handcuff a criminal. And then it's like hilarious because when you handcuff a criminal, you just like you pick them up and you like carry them, but their bodies are like straight, so you're like walking around with them. Like it's hilarious. They have a whole criminal code,
Okay.
and there's a whole like document about laws and specific fines. So you can get like misdemeanors for carrying 8 grams over 8 grams of marijuana.
Wow.
And they arrest you, they put you in the car, they take you back, they put you in jail, and then they process you. And like they showed, like he was showing footage on his stream of like a guy that he had in jail who is a frequent flyer, talking to the cops that are there, like, "Hey man, you promised me ice cream last time. Are you gonna give me ice cream this time? I never got it." And they're like, "Come on, Josh, you know that we can't." Like, it's just like, oh, it's ridiculous.
This is
It
incredible.
was, oh, it was color. I almost want to like apply to be able to play on this server, but I don't think I could commit the time. Um, what else could I tell
Do
you
they
about
have
this?
like bureaucrats?
So they just opened up the bar exam for defense attorneys and assistant district attorneys. So you can actually
No.
become a lawyer, and the criminals who are arrested, they have to go to court.
They have
And
actual trials?
there's actual trials,
Like
and
with witnesses and stuff?
it's actually like a thing. It's a thing.
This can you submit like screenshots for evidence?
I don't know. Like, how would you do that? It's hilarious. Like, you gotta watch him stream because they they are like the police officers, anyways, are specifically trained to act and talk on the radios like a police officer. So like he'll call out the street numbers of where the suspect is going, and like
I am so fascinated by
call
this.
for backup, and it's all in GTA. It's all in this like artificial universe, and it's just happening, and it's so entertaining to watch. It's so entertaining to watch.
I want to follow this channel on Twitch.
It's glorious.
It's a Twitch channel?
Yeah, well, the server is Family RP, but the Jess can throw the link of the streamer in the chat for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fantastic. It is so fun to watch. You can find him at Bossarelli
Okay, I'm gonna look
on
that
Twitter.
up when we get off the show.
But on the Family RP site, if you go to the Family RP site, they actually have you can see all of the current people who are streaming it, I believe, and like go navigate to specific streams and stuff. Jess, if you wouldn't mind putting that link in the chat for everybody. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to feature that. Yeah, so the link that she put in, hasroot.com. This is all the current
oh my
streams
gosh,
going on
like,
for Family RP right
there's
now.
like 12 of them.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. And so you
Wow.
can actually and they have like a public server, and then they have like a
Oh,
private
these people
server
are
as
like in a
well. But
strip club.
yeah. So like my question
These people are
is
just hanging out on the porch. Let's check it out. It's not going through. I'm
oh,
clicking.
oh.
It's not going through.
Can you click on the
Oh, maybe
name?
they're not live right now.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh no. Okay. We're gonna
Yeah, you got
check
to
this
click on
out.
the name. Click on the name.
Okay, that's probably super loud.
I'd like to have a
Oh man.
meeting in the
And they're
next,
just
like,
sitting there,
night or
just
so.
chilling.
I don't know the
Like this is the life.
house now.
This is what it is,
They're just
Shaline.
hanging out on the porch in the rain.
We're all on the same page with shit. The next
Here
day
we
is
are watching streams on podcast.
Okay, field trip is over. Okay.
So what kind of role would you play, Shaline?
What kind of role would I play? I would probably want to be one of the lawyers. That would be super fun.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a great lawyer.
Oh man.
It would be
I think
really good.
I would either want to be a medic because, you know, life, or I would want to be a civilian. Because
Yeah.
then I have the potential to, you know, branch out, become a criminal if I want, become a cop if I want. So, yeah.
Maybe
But if you're
what?
if you're a medic, like you gotta go through the training. You've got to drive the ambulance. You've got to treat the patients. Like it's the whole thing, right? So,
But you know, you could take this any number of ways. You know, you could go through the weeks of cop training and become a cop, but then you could like be a bent cop and be working with the criminals on the sly.
well, I'm not too sure about that. I think that there's pretty strict server rules in terms of like corruption.
Mm-hmm.
So they really try to minimize corruption, at least within the police force. I don't know what else it's like, but like I don't know. Like if I had to go through the bar exam, I would probably fail.
Yeah.
Like what is this bar exam? Is it legit? Do I have to study for this?
I get test anxiety.
Yeah. Oh. But Jess says there is a rule, no corruption for the police force, but she said there are definitely corrupt lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting, isn't it?
This is fascinating. I'm so glad that you brought this to talk about today. I'm just like I'm fascinated. I kept this link open so that I can go and just watch later. I'm just gonna watch.
Yeah, we
should.
These people. After the stream, we should watch a couple. But I recommend that you guys go check out the hasroot.com.
FamilyRP.hasroot.com.
Yeah, and Hobbit brings up a good point. Are there PIs?
Oh my gosh, that would be such a good PI, or a bounty hunter. That would be fun too.
So the last time I watched Lieutenant Baselli playing or streaming, he was chasing down a guy on a pizza scooter.
Oh my gosh.
And then I walked away and I came back. And the next thing I knew, the pizza scooter was in an ammunition. Like inside the shop.
Can you work at the shop?
I think you can work at the shops.
I would work at a shop.
And so the guy in the pizza scooter, he's like in this ammunition, in the scooter, driving around, and they're like chasing him on foot. It was just like so ridiculous. But they were doing this one thing where they were staking out this warehouse, and he had driven up into the hills in the desert, and then he was like hiding behind a bush, like waiting for this like drug deal to go down, and it was like super awesome.
You can be a realtor or a club owner?
Yeah, it's very diverse what you can do.
This is incredible.
I think I would want to be like a bus driver.
It's like Second Life realized. Like this is what Second Life was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's your second chance. It's your virtual second chance.
Amazing.
Ben Yannick asks, ammunition. Ammunition is the business in
it's the gun shop.
It's the gun shop in GTA. So
they have
legendary.
Taxis, says Jess. I used to spend hours driving the taxi in GTA 4.
Me too.
hours.
And I would rake up like thousands of dollars in fare. Oh, it was just awesome. Speaking of taxis, maybe we should get onto our gameplay.
Yes, let's drive on over there. Let's just motor on over.
Let's motor on over to what's on our stack. On my stack, I've been playing Crazy Taxi. Do you remember Crazy Taxi?
I do remember Crazy Taxi.
I just played it today. It's $1.31 on Steam.
Really?
And I played it and it's glorious. It's so terrible. It's so bad, Shaline. Oh, Crazy Taxi is so fun. It's such a responsive game. You have to you got to pick up these people, and some of them give you good fare, some give you bad fare. The more cars you run into, the more money you make. It's just so good. But yeah, I played Crazy Taxi today, but I actually haven't played a lot of video games because I was on vacation in California. So I'd like to say that I was playing Tennis Simulator at the Paribas Open in Indian Wells, which was fantastic. Last night I arced, so I put some pictures in here for you to see.
I queued up if you would like me to put them on the air.
Oh yeah, put them in there. Put them in there. That'd be great.
What have I done here? Okay, here it is.
So, there we go. So I built a maze. I built a maze last night. As you guys know, Jess and I are building a castle on the server for people to use. And this is a common place for people to explore and have fun. And I built this maze last night. So
it's very complex.
It is awesome. And anybody who is looking at this right now trying to navigate it through it, you'll notice that there is actually no way out to the other side. I've changed it since then. I've changed it since then. I fixed it. But I also added lights, so at nighttime it glows and it's all pretty. I've added some trees in, some foliage as well, which you can see there, palm trees and other cypress trees and stuff like that. So it's super cool. And the maze is actually fun. Like you go through it and I get lost. I made it and I get lost.
I feel like I need to reinstall Ark just so I can go and see all the stuff you guys are building.
Oh yeah, come on the server. Come and explore. You can do all the things. We'll give you a bunch of guns and stuff and you can go shoot things.
I just want to see the stuff you're building. It's amazing.
We're also building a marketplace, which I told you about on a previous episode of Gamestack podcast. And so I finished this maze, right? We're at the castle. I finished the maze. And Jess and I decided that we were going to go on a walkabout. So we hopped on our horses and we just left into the night on our horses. And we were walking and we made it up to the snow biome and she found this beautiful owl. So we have this mod for the extinction mod and we found this beautiful owl. It's a Valentine's owl. You'll notice it has the pink and the red colors. And she had been looking for this owl for quite some time. But the owls are my favorite animal. They're my favorite because they're quiet. They don't make a lot of noise. And they have this weird, it's like X-ray vision. Or maybe like infrared. It's more like infrared vision. So you can turn it on and see everything on the ground that's alive and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. They're cute. I like them. So anyways, that was Ark. We continued on our adventure and we made it to the marketplace. We are building on a bridge over a canyon. It's beautiful. Archin's got his shop there. He's going to be selling saddles and tackware. Jess is going to be selling, I don't know, I think it's a mishmash of different things. Yeah, I think she's got a medical stand and stuff as well. Hobbit's going to be selling kibbles and eggs for breeding. So if you want to get a specific animal or creature that is a specific level and whatever, you can do that. Rick is selling guns and ammo, of course.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Surprise.
I'm shocked.
It's awesome. His shop is basically a metal box. It's totally fortified. I think he talked about that on the last episode as well. Dragon Craze, another guest on the server, is he's a barber and also a pub owner. So you can get your hair cut. And I got my hair cut from him last time, and I ended up with a fro. a white fro.
Beautiful.
It's glorious, Shaline. It's glorious. When I carry my shoulder pets, their heads like go into the fro, and all you can see is their body. It's hilarious.
That's cute.
And then after you have your haircut, you can go upstairs and have a beer, and just sit and relax and enjoy the beautiful view. I'm going to be selling skins. Not okay. That was very
Like
Hannibal
human
Lecter.
skins? Like,
Let's just take that a step back for a minute here. Oh God, I'm going to be selling clothes. They call them skins in the game, but it's clothes and items that people can't get on the server, so I have to spawn it in. So I'm selling those, but I was also thinking of selling oh gosh, what was it? Trees, plants. So we installed a schwack,
a nursery and also skins.
Yeah, basically. So I was thinking of the upstairs that I would like turn it into sort of like a greenhouse, I guess, so to speak, and sell different foliage that people could buy for landscaping. So that was just an idea. I'm still working on my shop. We're all kind of still working on our shops. It's built in a really hostile area, so we actually had to put turrets up to like protect us from all of the things that want to kill us. And so when we were on walkabout on the horses, that's where we both went, because it was the only place we could seek refuge between wherever we came from and wherever we were going, which we didn't really know where we were going. So we thought, let's go to the market because it's the safest place to be. But yeah, it was fun. I was on today working on some more landscaping and trees. I'm on this tree kick. We've got all these extra mods. Echo, if you're listening to this podcast ever, thank you for all the work that you've done on the mods that you've created for this game. It's just beautiful. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really played a lot of games because I was away. But what have you been playing, Shaline? What's on your stack?
Well, I've done a lot of gaming lately, actually. Over the weekend, last Sunday, Rick and I started streaming Dead Space, the first one. So he runs the controller and I just provide commentary.
I watched. It was fun.
It was really fun. I don't remember it being... I remember it being much scarier than this.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of that is just having somebody competent at video games running the controls.
He was doing a good job. He was doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, he really was. He's pretty good. He's rolling through it a lot faster than I did when I played Dead Space. I remember chapters taking me much longer than that. But
oh, really?
Yeah, the game holds up surprisingly well for being, over 10 years old. It's still very solid. Still a very solid game. So we're enjoying it.
I would have to say so. Even like the gun mechanics and everything is...
Mm-hmm.
And the different like the journals and stuff that you have to... Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the RPG elements, it's all very, very solid. So Rick is gone, of course, so we won't be doing another one this weekend, but definitely wait around and we'll be back with more Dead Space. I played some more of the Division 2 open beta with Rick. We had a grand time. Saving Washington, D.C. It's really... I'm looking forward to playing this game, the full version. I believe it released today. I haven't purchased my copy yet, but...
Oh. Are you going to play that tonight?
No, I'll probably wait for Rick. I've never really played it by myself. I don't think it's really as fun as a solo experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably wait for Rick before I jump into that. And... we usually start a new character together and just level them up together. So
oh, okay. Yeah,
it'll be fun times, but it's really good. I had my nephew and niece over last weekend, and so I played some games that I wouldn't typically have played. One of them was Forza Horizon 2. I don't do a ton of racing games. I don't.
Okay.
But my nephew loves them. He loves driving games. So we played Forza Horizon 2 together. And it was actually pretty fun. I was really impressed with how good the game looked. It's pretty, it's an older game too. And it was fantastic. It was beautiful. And it was really fun. Forza Horizon does this thing where all of your competitors are drivatars of your friends. You know, they take data, they collect data from how you play the game,
okay.
and then put that into other people's games. You know, you're on your friends list. Yeah. So if you go up against my drivatar and it's amazing, you can give all the credit to my nephew. He's pretty good. Man. He's pretty good.
What kind of car did you have?
I don't even know. It was
something fast.
Some little
something
orange
fast
car
with nitro boosters and fins.
It was so funny. It was so funny because we pulled up to the mechanic shop and it's still sort of the tutorial, right? And they're like, hey, you know, this is where you go if you want to trick out your vehicle. And so we pull up and they're giving us this whole speech. And the lady's like, yeah, I'll soup up your ride. And we're like, hey, that's great. Can you knock out these dents? And we were just cackling hysterically because it's panning across, you know, the camera's doing this slow pan. And our car was so trashed because we had run it into every guardrail on the way. It was such a wreck. And they do this dramatic thing like you have this gorgeous car and ours was just, it was like a crumpled wad of aluminum foil.
Oh, that's good.
It was amazing. We have so much fun together.
That's good. I'm glad you liked it.
We also played Fortnite on our Switches.
Oh.
Which was an experience. Yeah, oh. I've never played Fortnite before.
Okay. And?
So I installed it to play with the kiddo because he loves Fortnite. And he has played, he told me, over 500 matches of Fortnite, which is a lot of Fortnite.
I feel like Fortnite caters to a younger audience.
I feel the same way. Yeah, it's very cartoony.
Yeah.
And it's very zany, Fortnite.
Yeah.
There's... The building is kind of funny. I was trying to learn the menus, and he built a little house around me to keep me safe while I was working on inventory.
Oh, that's good.
He just built a little house around me. It was adorable.
I'm gonna do that to you in Fallout. Just be like, "There's a ghoul outside. Let me just build you into this box."
He's pretty good, my nephew. We made it to the top 10. Just being sneaky. Yeah, we're sneaky.
Wow.
He inherited his sneaky battle royale skills from his aunt.
It's a family trait.
Mm-hmm. I did actually train the kid how to survive in PUBG. So we played a bunch of PUBG together back in the day. But the building in Fortnite kind of throws me. And there's a bunch of weird stuff in Fortnite. There's these shield potions. And there are balloons, and the balloons, you can use them to fly, like in Up. You can just...
Yeah, I noticed that people, they, build while they're climbing.
Yeah.
The structures that they're building, it's like a thing. I don't know, it's weird.
The buildings are not complete. There's stuff, like, some of the loot in the buildings you cannot get to unless you build stairs. But my nephew is amazing, so stairs were just magically appearing in front of me. You know?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was just rolling along, and stairs would appear in front of me, and I'd climb them and open the chest. And I can't imagine ever playing this game without him, though. You know, it was really fun playing with my nephew because I love my nephew, you know, and I was having a good time spending the time with him, doing something that he loves. But I did not really enjoy Fortnite. It's not for me. It's very, there's a lot to it. And they just drop you in there, you know? There's no really, guide of what the buttons do or, you know. And
it looks really intimidating.
Something that bothered me an awful lot is, I don't know if this was just the Switch version or if this is all of Fortnite. But you don't have a consistent character. You don't have a persistent character. You are a different character every time. Every match, you're a different character. So that's, to me, that's really bizarre that you don't create a character and that's you. And all the skins are premium. You have to spend money to get them. So
yeah, it's stupid.
That's lame. But it was really weird to me to not create a character. But I enjoyed playing with the nephew, but it's not something that I can see playing without him. So,
well, at least you could say you tried it.
Oh yeah, and yeah, my 10-year-old nephew is just incredible at Fortnite. So it's always fun to watch somebody who's a master doing something. You know, it's always cool to watch an expert.
It kind of makes me feel old.
Oh yeah.
You know, because you see these young guys streaming it or playing it, and they're just like, it's just a thing. It's so fast, and they build so fast, and I'm like, well, wait, what's the button that you use to pull your gun out?
And it was definitely sort of a turning point, because previously when he's come over and we'd play a shooter together, he would be like, oh man, Aunt Shaline, you're great at this. And like, oh wow, you're so good at games. And now he's completely exceeded me. You know, he's so fast, so fast. And I didn't know what was going on. And it felt
it's
really
too fast
funny.
for me.
Yeah, exactly. I can't keep
I gotta
up
go
with you,
take my
Sonny.
blood pressure pills.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
he's
there we are.
amazing. It was a good experience. I've been playing lots and lots of Fallout 76. So that's been really enjoyable. I'll tell the good stories on that Fallout show next week. I've made some notes. So I don't
I've got some good Fallout 76 gameplay as well. So we'll table that for TFS.
I do want to say though that if you're somebody who's out there been waiting for the game to become stable before you pick it up, if you've been waiting for the server instability issues to resolve themselves, I think you're good to go now. You know, the game runs. It runs every time that I play it. So I haven't had any performance issues. So if performance is the thing that's been holding you back from Fallout 76, I think I can safely endorse the game now.
All right. Well, that's good. That was a long time coming.
It really was.
Yeah.
Far too long. Too long. So I love to watch my favorite thing to watch on Twitch is simulator games. Like House Flipper and stuff like that. House Flipper or I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. My Summer Car, Farm Sim, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I love watching those on Twitch. Those are really my favorite sort of games to watch.
Interesting.
And I had seen somebody playing PC Building Simulator, and I thought, I think this is a game that I would enjoy to play, PC Building Simulator, because I love like the idea of working on the PC, but I'm scared because the PC is expensive, so I don't want to just be like crack and open my PC and
oh man, you're gonna be pro now.
With it. And I had this on my Steam wish list. I thought, man, you know, I want to play PC Building Simulator one of these days. When it goes on sale, I'm going to pick it up. And then I got a message from a listener who works for the PC Building Simulator company.
What?
Shout out to Fran. And thank you for the copy of PC Building Simulator.
Fran, like Frandroid? Fran?
Yes, Frandroid. Yes. So Fran sent me a copy of PC Building Simulator, and I checked it out, and it was just as fun as I expected it to be. It has a little silly story, like a lot of these simulator games do. You know, you're taking over your uncle's old PC shop, and he borrowed some money on his way out, so you have negative $15, and you have a week to raise the money for the rent, and you have to pay the utilities, and you have to buy the parts, you know, so your customers are like, hey, I need you to replace these parts, and so you have to order the parts, and you have to decide, do I want it to get overnight shipped and pay extra, or do I want to wait to get it shipped, and the customer's gonna have to wait longer to get their PC back, and you operate on the PC, and you have to undo the screws on the side panel and everything. It's fantastic. You have to remember to put the thermal paste in when you're putting in the cooling, and
Thermal paste.
Yes, you have to remember to put in the thermal paste and
Thermal
everything.
paste? That's a thing? I don't have thermal paste.
It's so good. It's a really fun game. It has a silly soundtrack. I cracked up at the menu song. I really laughed at it. It was like talking about like picking out the components and putting them together. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
And there's this little story mode. You get emails from your customers, and they're like, "Hey, you know, I have, I need all the viruses cleaned off my computer," and like, "Oh yeah, you know," and you have to blow the dust out with compressed air.
No.
You do. You'll open up the computer, and it's just all filthy in there.
There's like a cat in there.
There's like dust bunnies.
Oh man.
And you have to carry it out. You know, you put it back together, and you have to carry it out in the hall and box it up.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was fun.
Wow.
And it was like, it hits that same spot in my brain that loved Papers, Please. This game is methodical, and it's very zen. It's the sort of game where you fall into a pattern, and it's very satisfying. You know, it's really satisfying. So I recommend PC Building Simulator. I had a lot of fun.
So if you ever want to work for Geek Squad, you can just put that on your resume. You know, I played PC Building Simulator. Have 3 years experience in PC Building Simulator. Oh man. That's great.
PC Building Simulator. Toot.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I wonder if like that could almost be an educational.
You know what? I think it could be. I feel like
it's technically virtual training, right?
Built a PC, it's surprisingly realistic, this game.
Huh.
Like, I've built a PC, I've switched out components on my old PC and my new PC, and
because I mean, like, pilots use flight simulators. How is it any different? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And aside from the story mode, there's a mode, I didn't try it out, but it said there was a mode that basically like teaches you about building a PC. So
we should do an episode of Gamestack about simulators.
We should do also an episode about building PCs.
Yeah, actually,
those would both be really good. Write that down.
Talk about the latest tech.
Yes. Tweet at us later after we've forgotten this and remind us to do these episodes of Gamestack.
Here we are planning the show on the show.
I've also been playing lots of Pocket Camp, as always. This game owns my soul, Pocket Camp. There's okay, one of the loot boxes are fortune cookies, right, in Pocket Camp, and they come in themes, different themes, and the current one is like a fairy themed fortune cookie, and there are little fairy wings that you can win in the fortune cookie, and I want the fairy wings. I want them so bad, you guys. I want them so bad. And I've spent most of my leafs on fortune cookies, and I've gotten no wings. So that's really heartbreaking for me. Remember me in my time of need. And they've done a recent update that added a little mini game that's a home decorating class, and there's this friendly otter, and she gives you like a snappy realtor blazer.
Oh my gosh.
And you go to decorating school, and that's quite enjoyable. It was really fun. I love Pocket Camp. And I'm still playing it with Mom, so that's something that we do together, you know, as a like a family time activity.
Right.
So Pocket Camp, yay.
Aw.
And that's it. That's my games for my game stack for this last couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to getting some good gaming in this weekend.
My, you have been busy.
Oh yeah, I've been having a good time.
That's great. I love it. We're gonna have to play some games. We're gonna have to play some games this weekend.
Absolutely.
Shall we move on to our listener emails?
Shall. Why don't you read it?
So, the first message comes. Actually, this is all Joseph Tao, is it not?
It's just one email. It's just
one,
and it's from Joseph Tao.
Yeah, we have a thought-provoking message from Joseph Tao for you, in response to the rumors of a diskless Xbox One. He writes, "I still don't know how I feel about this. Microsoft can try this because of their sheer size, since Sony and Nintendo won't want to anchor huge retailers like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, or Amazon, with lower retail sales of video games. I guess the retailers are already seeing big declines in physical sales, but at the same time, a lot more people play, so I wonder if the increase in player base is increasing fast enough to keep up with the percentage of people that are buying more and more games digitally. I personally only buy indie games that don't have physical versions. I also don't buy physical copies of multiplayer co-op games, so that I don't have to pay for 2 copies to play with my brother online. I wonder how everybody else feels about this. What percentage of games do you buy digitally for those not on PC, since most of us buy almost every game digitally on PC? Thoughts? Comments?
I had switched to basically just digital at the end of the 360 PS3 era of video games, just in terms of space. You know, the physical games take up space. I already had tons and tons of physical games. I needed the space. So I had basically switched to mostly digital.
Yeah.
But then when the new generation of gaming launched, I switched back to physical, largely because of the Amazon pre-order discount that they had for a while. That Amazon Prime pre-order discount, it was, I think, $15, which is a pretty big savings on a brand new game. So
right.
that no longer exists, but I've been continuing to try and buy physical when possible, because I keep seeing games disappearing from online stores, and that makes me nervous. Like, I want to be able to keep the games that I buy and continue to play them. So I've stayed kind of physical, and I have a drawer full of games that I don't really, I should go back to digital because I don't have space. I just don't have space. But
the last game that I purchased was GTA 5 for PS4. And that was back in 2014, 15. When did it come out? I don't remember.
14, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 14. So ever since then, completely digital.
Wow.
Completely digital.
I'm also a sucker for like collector's editions, though. Steel books and
yeah, I don't know.
Power armor helmets, and
I'm somewhat of a minimalist. Until I got back into PC gaming in 2015, I didn't really have a lot of memorabilia and paraphernalia around anything. I had a little bit of Fallout stuff, but not a lot. And I think that for me, I don't know. I don't fancy myself getting all of the limited edition things. Like, I think it's nice to have them. But at the end of the day, what I really want is the game. And so, like, with Fallout 76, I just bought like the best edition that I could get without getting all the stuff, basically.
Right. I do base a lot of my purchasing decisions on price as well.
Yeah.
If I can get a real good deal on a digital copy of something, then I'll buy it digitally.
Yeah. And I really like the ability that my stack is now virtual. And it's kind of funny, actually, that, you know, the podcast is called Gamestack, and we pride ourselves on having stacks of games everywhere. But really, at the end of the day, most of us nowadays have digital copies.
Yeah, it's a virtual stack.
Yeah, and I would say that, you know, virtual or digital games themselves really started for me on the iPhone. That's where it started. Yeah. So I was playing games digitally on the iPhone since the phone came out, right? Since the first iPhone. That's really where the digital revolution, I think, of games started was on phones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a fair argument.
Yeah. And because, you know, then we moved into smartphones, and then, yeah, just kind of diskless, the whole idea of being simple.
And I also like being able to switch out which game I play without having to get up and go to the console. You know, I can stay in my comfy chair.
Yeah. And, you know, I think when it all started, people were really afraid of digital copies for fear of losing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I mean, that's not really possible anymore. You know,
I don't know. Games get taken off of digital storefronts all the time.
but your subscription or your purchase is still in
Not
history.
always. Not always. Sometimes you can't download it again. So it happens. It's not a common thing, but it does happen.
I don't see an instance in the future where I would ever buy a physical copy of a game again.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about an Xbox being diskless or a PS4 being diskless, PS5, I guess I should say.
I think it's probably the future. I'm not sure that we're there yet, though, because some of the infrastructure in terms of internet is still so bad. You know, there are so many places where it's just not possible to get internet fast enough to really manage these huge, massive game installs.
It's true.
And a lot of providers are still putting, you know, these data caps on your internet plans. And
Yeah.
excuse me. And if you only have, you know, so much data that you can use during the month, you download one big game. You know, Red Dead Redemption is 50% of your internet for the month.
Yeah. That's, and like we talked earlier on the show about Google's, you know, upcoming
potentially streaming,
whatever they have planned. This could potentially change that. So we'll see.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good conversation.
Yeah.
So if you would like to be amazing like Joseph and spark these conversations, you can send your emails to info@wejustlovegames.com, info@wejustlovegames.com. Please send us emails. We need your emails. Vendortron, you have anything you want to mention or plug before we end the show?
Well, guys, join us next Friday at this time, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, real time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games for another fantastic episode of that Fallout show. I don't know if you or Rick have anything going on this weekend.
No plans this weekend. But on that Fallout show next week, we're going to have a special guest. Dave from Vault Boys West Virginia podcast will be joining us on that episode. So that's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to that.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And you can follow us on Twitter. It's a good way to communicate with us. You can follow @We Just Love Games. You can follow me, Shaline L. Rick @Rick McVick. Vendortron @VendortronN. We have a Facebook presence at facebook.com/We Just Love Games. And you can join the group at facebook.com/groups/We Just Love Games. We've also got a lovely, lovely Discord server, and that's probably the place where all of the hosts are the most active and the place where there's the most conversation with fellow Gamestack and that Fallout show listeners. So we highly encourage you to join the Discord server. You can find a link to that on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. It's also, I believe, on our Twitter bio. It may be in the pinned tweet. And you can just send us a message on any social media and we'll send you a link to the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to watch us live, if you're one of our lovely audio listeners, you can find us live at 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern Time on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. And if you are an audio listener who would love to watch the archive of the video, maybe, and just see what our lovely faces look like, we're on YouTube at youtube.com/We Just Love Games. We also post the archives of all of our streams there. You can check out the Dead Space or any of Vendor and I's previous story-based Let's Plays like Life is Strange or The Council.
Watch it with a box of Kleenex.
Absolutely. Put on your waterproof mascara. And you can catch the audio version of this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever fine podcasts are given away. Leave us a review and we'll shout you out at the top of the show if you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. We absolutely would love that. And thank you for listening. Vendor, you have any last words? Do you have last words?
Last words. I knew you were going to throw this at me. Sometimes, guys, nothing is important.